I am Andius Prime, and I send this message to all viewers of my YouTube channel who are here for my review of the latest Transformers movie. We are here. We are waiting. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. So Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is, I guess you could call it the 7th movie in the overall Transformers movie franchise. Really, it's the second film in this Transformers pre-boot series I guess we're getting. After Bumblebee came out in 2018, people seemed to like that one. I thought it was alright. So now, 4.5 years later, we get another Transformers movie. Rise of the Beast takes place in 1994. We know this because the trailer boasts, hey, it's 1994. That is 7 years after the events of Bumblebee. So now the Autobots, led by Optimus Prime, are taking refuge on Earth, but now Unicron, who destroys planets, is coming. So the Autobots, with the help of Noah Diaz and Elena Wallace, get the help of the Maximals, which are Transformers that transform into animal-like robots. They're good guys, they'll help us out, and so now we have our movie. Now, I, along with pretty much everyone else in this movie-going community that I am a part of, have a love-hate relationship with the Transformers movies. Some are good, some are alright, some are completely terrible, but now the series is out of Michael Bay's hands for the most part, so we can take the series in a new direction. But seeing the trailers for this one in particular, I was like, it just looks like any other Transformers movie, you know? Oh, there's a threat from way in the past, now it's back, and now robots fight robots. That's every other Transformers movie, right? This one's no different. Although this time around we do have Anthony Ramos in the driver's seat. I really like Anthony Ramos. I've liked him for years. I've always thought he's really talented. And he's perfecting his acting craft. I thought he was good in this movie. I mean, did I really care about his character and his family problems? Not really. I'll touch more on that later. But Ramos, as an actor, I thought he was alright. And then, of course, we have our badass robots. Optimus Prime, once again voiced by Peter Cullen, the legend. He's as awesome now as he's ever been. And just as always, he has some really cool lines in here. Especially when interacting with Optimus Primal, who's the leader of the Maximals, who's voiced by Ron Perlman of all people. So whenever he talks, I'm like, yeah, Hellboy, let's do it. One of the Autobots that gets the most shine is Mirage, who's voiced by Pete Davidson, which when I heard that Pete Davidson was the voice of Mirage, I was like, oh no. Cause normally, I'll admit, I hate Pete Davidson. I can't stand him. Seriously, like even in his little cameo in Fast X, I was like, oh god, not this guy. Yeah, it was like that. But I'm happy to say I really liked Mirage in this movie. He had good chemistry with Noah Diaz because they're pretty much, they're buddies. And he was actually pretty funny. He had one line in this movie that had me laughing out loud. Surprisingly so, I was like, yeah, props to that. Mirage is pretty cool, so yeah, I gotta say, that's my favorite role that Pete Davidson has ever played. Another standout I'll say is Michelle Yeoh as the voice of Airraiser. She gets a lot of screen time in this movie. And I mean, come on, it's Michelle Yeoh. We all know that she's a badass in everything she does. So yeah, she's awesome in here. Scourge is the main villain, and he's voiced by Peter Dinklage, which is pretty awesome. He's pretty much Unicron's bitch, his foremost general, and I actually thought he was a really good villain. He was intimidating because he's like twice the size of most of the Autobots. He actually did a pretty good job at posing a big threat. I didn't shrug at him. I was like, no, let's deal with this problem if we can, because he's pretty strong. Gotta commend that. But my point that I conveyed earlier still stands. After seeing so many Transformers movies, most of which were directed by Michael Bay, there's really nothing this film series can do that'll surprise us anymore. All the robot fighting robots action we've been seeing since 2007. Again, there's a big threat out there that's coming to Earth and robots gotta fight robots. What else can be done with these movies? And yeah, the human characters, I didn't really care too much for them or their personal problems. I mean, yeah, they're not as annoying as Shia LaBeouf. But still, I was like, alright, we have giant robot Transformers that are refugees from Cybertron. That's cool. Did this movie really need Noah Diaz to have a younger brother who has his own problem to deal with? I don't know, just something about that I wasn't entirely feeling. That's just me though. And this girl, Elena Wallace, played by Dominique Fishback, she tags along on the adventure and she actually does contribute to the story. She helps on the quest. She wasn't completely useless like I thought Memo was in Bumblebee. I like that. But as the movie was going on, I was like, yeah, I've seen all this before. Nothing was really impressing me. It's another Transformers globe-trotting adventure where we gotta find some object that'll help us stop the bad guys. Which, yeah, I will say there is a pretty cool, treasure hunt element that they bring into this movie. One scene, I swear to God, this actually happened. They find a secret entrance into a cave, and in my mind, I was like, that's some Indiana Jones shit. And then right after I thought that, Noah Diaz said, that's some Indiana Jones shit. I shit you not, that actually happened. That was pretty cool. So alright, that is something a little different for a Transformers movie. I'll give the movie that. It didn't bring me over to going, whoa, alright, I'm really invested now. But it was something different, so nice. And the action scenes, when they're going down in the third act, they're always cool to see, Again, it's nothing we haven't seen before, but for that little 12-year-old part of your brain, you can't help but be like, oh, right, that's really cool. cool. Optimus Prime and Primal are taking on all the Terracons, and Mirage and Bumblebee and RC get in on the fight. Although I will say, for those of you who are excited to see Bumblebee in this movie, he's actually not in it that much. He does kind of take a backseat in this one. That did kind of bum me out because I love Bumblebee. We all love Bumblebee as a character, and how he talks with the radio, that's always really cute and cool. So when he wasn't in this movie much, I was like, I miss Bumblebee. I mean, Mirage is cool and all, and so is Optimus Prime, of course, but B's my boy. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully we'll get more of him in the next movie. But yeah, like I said, the action is really cool when it goes down if you just shut off your brain and enjoy it. Then again, you can just go on YouTube and search Transformers action scenes and watch those and enjoy those too. And you can do that without paying full price for a movie ticket. I'll tell you one thing that actually got me really excited in this movie, and that's the end. I don't see myself making a spoiler talk video for this movie, but still, I'm not gonna spoil what happens in the end here, but it does kind of tease where we're gonna go from here, and I was like, what? No way, alright. I have honestly never been more excited to see where this franchise goes than I am now. I'm serious, because that was actually unexpected. I didn't see it coming, so if there's anything in this movie I gotta give props to, it is that. As for the score in this movie, I thought it was pretty good. The music in the Transformers movies has always been really cool. I've always loved Steve Jablonsky's original theme, and it does make an appearance at one point. That was a nice bit of fan service, at least for me. But also, the rest of the score was good too. And of course, this movie taking place in the 90s. There are a lot of licensed 90s songs like Wu-Tang Clan and shit. I know that stuff. That was cool too. Some songs that I've even heard in the Spider-Verse movies. That's never a bad thing. So in the end, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, it is kind of a mixed bag for me. There's some stuff that I thought was cool, and I do want to commend them for doing something different with the Transformers movies. And then there's some other stuff where I was like, yep, I've seen all this before. I've seen it since 2007. Nothing new here. Nothing impressed me in this movie, really, except for that ending. I still love the Autobots. I don't really care too much for the humans. The Terracons and Unicron, yeah, they're a pretty big bad threat. I like that. I like the adventure fine enough. The music was cool. And just Peter Cullen, man. Him being the voice of Optimus Prime will never get old.
Let them come.
For Transformers Rise of the Beasts, I will say, wait until this movie's at a discount price, then go see it. So Transformers Rise of the Beasts, have you seen it yet? What are your thoughts on it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Peace!